Boom! Axe to the neck. Boom! Axe to the jugular.
Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing fantastic because initially I didn't think we were gonna get a whole lot of salt from the recent PlayStation showcase. Most of the PS fanboys I saw were actually calling out Sony for what they did wrong, so I was afraid I wasn't gonna have any content to work with. But alas, when it seems as if the salt mines have finally dried up, out comes JayTech to give us a whole new batch. Because yes, JayTech does in fact call out Sony on his stream that we're gonna be taking a look at. However, part of the reason he's so upset with them is because a bunch of the games that are coming out are going to PC day and date. And not only that, but he actually blames PC gamers for the bad showcase. That's right guys, PC gamers wanting ports of Sony games is what made that showcase so bad. We as the PC trolling community should be ashamed of ourselves. How could we do this? But yeah, anyway, enough sarcasm. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this.
That's why he gets an L. Because the real people that have a PlayStation, even though the showcase was disappointing, we know the games that are coming out in the future.
What do we know that's coming after this year besides Wolverine? And maybe some of the trailers they showed for some of their newer games are coming 2024, I can't remember. But what do we know besides that? We know The Last of Us Factions is coming, like, eventually. You know, it's not like it's been, what, 4 years since we last heard about it? But God, this is so ironic because PlayStation fanboys, they always like to make fun of Xbox and like, oh, you guys always say in the future, just wait till next year. But now the PlayStation fanboys are doing that exact same thing. Now it's just, oh, wait for the future. We know we got games coming in the future. We don't have to worry about one bad show. It's so ironic. You guys know the Rich Tomorrow meme where Review Tech USA will like change his view on something the day after he makes a video on it? That's basically what these fanboys are. It's like ponies tomorrow. One day they make fun of Xbox for saying, oh, just wait till next year. And now they're telling everybody, oh, just wait till next year. PlayStation's gonna bring the heat. We know it. Which obviously, yes, all of PlayStation Studios are surely working on something right now. But as for where it is, I have no idea.
However, what PlayStation's direction is not the one that I agree with. I didn't agree with it 4 years ago. I don't agree with it now. This direction of listening to casual gamers, listening to the PC gaming community or PC trolling community, and then allowing those two demographics to stare you into the future, of which the hardcore gamers, your hardcore PlayStation supporters, do not actually want.
God, these PlayStation fanboys never get it through their heads. The overwhelming majority of gamers out there are casual. And if you are what you consider a hardcore gamer, no wonder they don't listen to you. You're begging them to make less money by not porting their games to PC. At the end of the day, all of these companies are gonna chase the biggest possible audience. Now, obviously, there's something to be said about, like, if you're making a sequel to a game, then you want to stick to what made the original great. And you don't want to change it too much to cater to different people, because then you'll lose the old people and the new people might not even be interested. Like, there's that whole discussion as well. But as far as I know, Sony isn't really changing anything. They're just adding on to what they already do. They're still going to be releasing the single player story driven games, and they're going to start moving into adding some live service games on top as well. It's not like they're completely abandoning single player games. Obviously, we have Wolverine coming up. I heard that Naughty Dog is working on a new IP. Given their track record, that's most likely going to be single player. But think about it, that's why they've been investing in these new studios to make live service games. That way they can keep their older studios doing the single player stuff, and they can have their newer studios do the live service stuff, and then they can hit both markets. And then on top of that, they're going to be bringing the live service games to PC day and date, because it'll appeal to an even wider audience. You'll have more players, and then most likely they're going to have microtransactions, so more people will be able to spend money. Sorry, went on a bit of a tangent there, but whatever. The point is, they're going to cater to the widest audience possible with their new stuff, and then continue to do what they've been doing that's been working for them, so they can satisfy the old fans as well.
Yesterday was the first time you guys understand that's what a future looks like when Sony is listening to casual gamers and listening to PC trolls about what they should do next. Don't ever call me crazy. Don't ever say I was wrong about the PC shit. I was right. I was just many years ahead of what you guys understood. I saw things completely differently. I saw what was going to happen. I told you guys it was bad. I said, stop it, man. I was like, this is not good. Stop the port begging. Stop this. It's not good. It's not going to be good for us. You're saying it's all right to put games on PC, so you're going along with the people that they were already listening to.
I'm sorry, how do PC ports fit into all of this? PC ports are not hurting Sony in any way unless they release it broken and then it gives them a bad reputation. But when it comes to money, Sony is making a ton off of PC ports. I really don't see what the problem is. They're porting games to PC and they're getting more money out of it. What is the problem with that? And again, when it comes to their future of more live service stuff, they're going to be doing that alongside the single player stuff that Sony fans look forward to. There's nothing wrong with trying to branch out into more markets as long as it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing.
I'm against the PC shit. I kind of saw a vision of where it would lead us, and this is what happens. Like, you know, people must not understand how many of the PlayStation studios that talked or showed off a game that was cinematic and then it was PS5 PC. And that wasn't the major point. We saw that after the cinematic trailer of a game we don't give two fucks about. But what was really interesting about the situations was we didn't ask for those games. You know, those are not the studios we wanted to see.
Yeah, and the reason they showed off that stuff is because that was all they had. Obviously, they would have brought more heat if they already had more stuff ready to go. But clearly, the only stuff they're ready to talk about right now is Spider-Man 2 and some of the live service games. And again, what is with this hatred towards PC ports? If these games were only coming to PS5, would it have suddenly made it all better? And I don't know what it is, but something about that whole, oh, we didn't ask for this. I don't know, that kind of irritated me a little bit. It's like, okay, you didn't ask for it. Obviously, they're not ready to show the stuff you're asking for. But if companies only showed what we asked for, new games would just never be made. I don't know, something about that comment was weird to me, but whatever, let's keep going.
You know? But when you putting a game on PC, it's not the game you want, because again, you got to make sure it's catered to PC. They like a lot of shooting games, stuff like that. So when we got the studio titles from the studios we kind of really don't fuck with yet, they showed cinematics of what they're working on. There were games we just gave no fucks about because there wasn't enough to go off of. Obviously, it's cinematics. And again, that's our future if PlayStation's really going after the PC crowd. Which again, we just got a statement from Jim Ryan that they weren't going to do it.
I'm sorry, but how is this PC's fault? How is Sony making a game for PS5 and PC somehow equating to them releasing a CGI trailer with no gameplay? There's a little something called correlation, not causation. Like, this is Sony's first live service game that's coming to PC and PlayStation day and date. It just so happens we didn't see any actual gameplay, but the PC being tagged on there has nothing to do with it. There still would have been no gameplay or anything, even if the game wasn't made for PC. Like, I'm so confused. What point is he trying to make? And look, here's the thing. There's no denying that first-person shooters are incredibly popular on PC. I mean, hell, CSGO is always the #1 played game on Steam, always having around 1 million players online at a time. But you're acting like PlayStation fans don't play shooters. That's not true at all. Don't Call of Duty games sell the best on PlayStation? And that's one of the reasons Microsoft wouldn't want to remove it if they did acquire Activision. But also, I don't think I've seen any PC gamer ask for a live service shooter from Sony. The main thing PC gamers want from Sony is ports of their single player games. At this point, we really just want Bloodborne and Ghost of Tsushima, and then maybe some people want Ratchet and Clank as well. If Sony was truly trying to cater to PC, then they would be announcing way more PC ports. But no, it's like Xbox. They're catering to the console and PC at the same time. At least with the live service stuff. Obviously, single player stuff, there's still a delay with the ports. And I love how he's twisting the words of Jim Ryan. Dude, Jim Ryan never said that they weren't gonna go after the PC crowd. He said that a lot of people seem to be okay with a 3-year or 2-year gap between a PlayStation game on PlayStation and a PlayStation game ported to PC. That doesn't mean they're not gonna go after PC gamers. I mean, clearly they are. We've already had a bunch of ports from Sony with more on the way, and the live service games will be day and date. Clearly, Sony is interested in expanding.
We just got a statement 2 days before the showcase, 3 days, that Jim Ryan wasn't going to be going after the PC crowd like that. So now we got 3 games that are from the studios that they're touting. Yes, we actually kept our word as far as giving you guys games from the studios, but those are not the studios we wanted to see games from.
Yeah.
And this is what you're gonna have to watch out for as a PlayStation gamer going forward. I think the major studios are definitely not creating shit that's going day and date to PC. But those new ones they picked up, they're gonna be going day and date to PC.
Haven and shit like that. Yeah.
Yes, because the other studios are going to continue to work on single-player games, which will have a gap, but the new studios they're picking up are pretty much solely for the intention of doing live service games, and when you're doing live service multiplayer games, you want as many people on as possible. But I just love this. He's like, oh yeah, PlayStation's catering to PC, you know, this is the future of PlayStation, I don't agree with it, and then admits that the studios that they already had are probably going to continue to do the same thing while the new studios will do the day and date live service stuff. He basically just invalidated his own point. But hey, I don't really mind. It makes it a lot easier for me.
I also disappointed. I know what he said. I know what other people are gonna say, but I'm disappointed that you own Bungie and they're putting out whatever that game is that they brought back. I already forgot about it. I have no interest in it.
Marathon, yeah.
Marathon, yeah. I have no interest, so I'm gonna continue to forget. I'm dead ass serious. How the fuck you don't lock down that game? You know what I'm saying? You own Bungie and you gonna still make that shit multiplat? Stupid. Just stupid. Like,
oh my god, how are you such a hardcore PlayStation guy and you still don't know basic info about their studios? When Sony acquired Bungie, it was agreed that, okay, we'll work for you, we'll be under you, but we are still making all of our stuff multiplat. The only reason Bungie agreed to be bought out by PlayStation was because PlayStation was like, okay, we'll keep all of your stuff multiplat. And also, how is it stupid that they're making the game multi-platform? That means more sales and more people enjoying the game. There is literally no downside except for you don't have console war ammunition. It's the same reason why Xbox is keeping all of Mojang's games multiplat. They all have multiplayer so more people can play together, and I think all of them except Minecraft Legends have paid DLC you can get, and if it's multiplat, guess what? More people will buy your stuff. Do you think Minecraft became one of the best-selling games ever made besides like Tetris by just being exclusive to the Xbox? No, it did it by remaining a multiplat.
there had to be other studios under their umbrella that had shit ready to show. Why were they not there?
Because hear me out, they're working on stuff, but just because they're working on stuff doesn't mean they're ready to show anything yet. I know there's like that meme going around or that saying, whatever, let them cook, and that's exactly what you need to do. I'm not defending them having this showcase with nothing to actually show, but what I am saying is that you need to let them cook. But I just love this cope. It's like, oh, they had to have had other stuff ready, so why didn't they show it? Maybe it's because that was all they had ready and they don't have anything else to show right now. I know, it's a crazy concept, isn't it? And to anybody saying, oh, well, they're probably just waiting until Summer Games Fest. Summer Game Fest is what, like a week or two away or something like that? Why would they have a terrible showcase just to have a good Summer Games Fest? That doesn't make any sense. Like, why even have the showcase in the first place at that point? But don't worry, we will talk about that a lot more in the next video I make on MBG.
I'm thinking of this weird fucking tinfoil hat strategy that this was a Naruto clone. You know, the Naruto clone that he throws out to distract you, and then the real Naruto is somewhere else in the bushes or something. I don't know. Let's hope that this was a Naruto clone and that the real showcase is somewhere else and it's gonna like actually be good. It's actually gonna do something for us.
Well, at least he has the self-awareness to admit that this is a weird conspiracy theory. He doesn't have the webcam turned on, but I can imagine he's wearing a tinfoil hat right now. But this argument doesn't make any sense. Why would they have a bad showcase just to have a good one like 2 weeks later? This is like if I intentionally got a bad grade on a test, and then on the next one 2 weeks later, I did insanely well and got like a 90 something. Like, what do I gain from that? What would be the point? You know what? That's it for this video. Screw it. I'm I'm done. Basically, what we learned today is Sony is intentionally holding back, and PlayStation doing some live service games alongside their single-player games is all because of PC, and the company is going in a bad direction. And most importantly, Sony needs to stop catering to the casual gamers, even though that's what, like 99% of their player base. Makes sense to me. But yeah, anyway guys, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all next time.